So what do you mean by this divide and conquer? It's something that you divide it in order to make task more easier. Okay. Just like if anyone give you a big task, what you do it. Like suppose you have a plan for cracking some exam. Okay. So what you do it, you divide your aim or you divide your preparations in following steps, that I will prepare first unit on this day, second unit, third unit, and go, and step by step you move, right? In the same way here, this divide and conquer technique is an algorithm, or you can say it is a concept where we divide the actual problem into several sub problems and try to handle those sub problems separately in order to achieve our task. So here you can see this. Divide the unsorted list into several sub lists. Suppose if I say you need to merge the data. Suppose you have a 100 element, you have to merge it. So what was the possible approach? You will divide that 100 element into the set of five element, and then you will arrange those five element, next five element, and later you combine it and sort it. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Why you're saying like that? Is it clear or what?
It is clear. Actually, my is my voice so low or something? No, it's clear. I understand.
Just increase the voice because my voice, I think it's okay only here.
Okay, now is it fine?
Okay, maybe my headphone is so long, that's why. So what I was saying, suppose here you have a set of element like 1, 5, 9, 0, 3, 7, 2, 8, 4, okay, 13, 67, 34, 89, 32, 35, 68, 54, 90, like this. So suppose this is the element, suppose 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 elements are there. Now what you will going to do it, you will divide this element into the set of three elements. Suppose you divide this three element. First one is this one. Then this is your second. Then this is your third set. This is your fourth set. This is your fifth set. And this is your sixth one. Okay. How you divide it? Now you are going to divide it into small sub list. Suppose this is a complete list. Okay. This is a big list. You divide it into the several sub list. Okay. Like this you do it for every element. Now the next one will come here. Suppose the next one will be 0, 3, 7, right? In this way, you will divide this 18 element into the set of 3 element. Now, what will be your approach? Your approach in that case, you will arrange the element in a sorted form. So now you can see that this is already sorted. So you don't need to do anything here. Then you will see this is also sorted. So you don't have to do anything here. Now this one, the third one. Third one, how you're going to approach it? What is an element in the third set? Can you tell me the element in the third set?
284.
Okay, 2, 8,
248 basically.
yes. So in order to sort it, you will going to further divide it, or you can arrange this element in between this box, and then you will make it ready. Like now,
2.
this box will going to be replaced by the another box which is having or you can, in more appropriate term is actually the sublist, not box. You can write like this, 248. So do you understand like what is an approach here? First,
Yeah.
you have a set of element. You will divide into several sublists. These are called sublists. Then you will pick every sublist and arrange the element of the sublist as I did here. In that way, you will go on continue. After that, what you will going to do? You will combine these two sublists. Once you are done with this, now after that you will do one thing. You will combine this bigger sublist. Okay. Now you are going to arrange in between these two. Then next you will take another two sublists and in that way. Are you getting? So once
Yeah.
suppose in that case, what you will get it after that, you will get an element. You will arrange element in between them. Like one you will check with 5 is small. One with an every element you will check it. So it is not the smallest one. 0 is the smallest one because there is an element 0 which is less than 1. So you will keep it. Now after that you will put the 1. Then after that you will check for an element. You will check 5. Is 5 is less than everyone? No. Then you will check 9 is less than everyone? No. Is 3 is less than everyone except this one or 0? Yes, means because 0 and 1 is already entered. So what will be the next element? 3. Next element then 5, then 7, then 9. In that way, you got the sorted list. Similarly, you will do for other data and at the end, again, you will combine that and you will get the sorted list at the end. This is the technique called as merge sort, and this merge sort is based on the concept of divide and conquer. Why divide and conquer? Because we have divided into several sublists. You can say sub-problem module, and then finally we conquer it. Means we won the task. Means we accomplish our task of sorting the data. So this is the whole concept behind merge sort and the divide and conquer. Divide and conquer means, in short, what you need to do it, divide the problem into several sub-problem. Divide the problem into several sub-problem. Second thing is your, you can say, then once you divide into several sub-problem, pick each sub-problem and work on that separate individually. Okay, so you can do in that way. Pick each sub-problem and work on that problem individually. Later on, you can combine those, or later on, you can. Okay, later on, you can sort the data. So this is the whole concept behind it. Now there might be some situation where you once you create a sublist, you get a data already in the sorted form. Then you don't need to combine further. You can simply split it into separate node. Like this 159 will be separated into single node like 159 like that. Am I clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this was the thing. Conquer in the sense sorting each sublist. So you can see the example. I am giving you example. You can see here. Here the data is like this. Okay. Now first step is to divide it. Now it was 8. So it on you, like in how many sublists you want to divide it. So suppose if you divide it into two sublists, then again you will divide it into two sublists, and then you can merge it. Like you here you can see this.
I don't know. The way they have explained it, it doesn't make sense to me.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, 1532, they have divided into two sets. Those
Mhm.
two, then each of the four cells they have divided into two, and then they have just separated it. But then again, they have combined it, and then they have combined these two, and then they have sorted. They could have done that in the after the first step itself. No?
Here,
Yeah,
how they will do that? Can you tell me?
music algorithms, the way they have just divided and conquered.
So the reason why they use the divide and conquer, because dividing this subproblem will reduce your task. Now here you need to check 1 with every element, you need to check 5 with every element, you need to check 3 with every element. There the complexity of program will increase. There your program won't be work efficiently if the data size or the number of element is more. When you
Yeah,
divide the
okay.
subproblem,
But
when
then,
you
anyways, they have divided in 1532 individually, and then again 15 and 23 together.
yeah,
And
so they are
then,
just comparing in between these two, right? They are checking in 15328764. Once they got this data, they work on this 15 and then they check on this 1523, then they combine it and then they do it. So the reason is not that why we cannot solve it in the first step. The reason is that you have to divide the problem into several domain, means several sub lists. So once you divide into sub lists, you will get an idea like how to merge it. You will come to know about what is the data, what actually the data is there. Dividing it is not a big task. Like uh, you asked me the question like what does it mean of sense? So there is every algorithm that we use, they're having some sense. Here we divide this problem into divide and conquer. Why we use divide conquer? Because if I give you 100 element, then you need to check each element with 99 more element. But here, when you divide it, you will get the sorted data in some of the set or some of the sublist. Then it will be easy for merge the data. Now you tell me here.
okay, yeah, I was gonna ask that in
Mm,
1 and 5, they have seen that 1 is smaller and then 5 comes, so they have just merged 1 and 5.
mm,
In 3 and 2, 2 comes before and then 3.
mm.
Then how did they merge this 1523? They have to compare it and
Yeah, they have to compare it, but their comparison is reduced to this two only, right? Comparison is not going all the element. Now you say like you combine it 1523. Okay, so you will check one with 5 and you will decide the position. You will check one with 2 3. So there will be comparison only between these two node,
Yeah,
not
that's
with other.
what. So in the second step where they have in the first diagram, second step 1532. That's what they could have done, no? Just compare 1 with 5, 5 with 3.
Yeah, actually you are not getting the point what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying that this is only for
Oh,
the,
that's how they have showed it. Ki that's how it's done.
yeah, it is for only four element they have showed. But when you have 100 of element, 1,000 of element, 10,000 of an element, then will it be efficient solution to divide it into a set of 500 element and then do that arrangement? In that case also you need to check 500 time, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So that is the concept. Means see, this is only the example they have given you. They wanted to tell you that this is the approach. But when this, why we use this divide and conquer, if you have a large data, if you have 1,000 of 10,000 of data, then how you are going to compare it? In that case comparison become, okay, if I say you um, in the group, in the group of public, find out who are the foreigner or who are the Indians. Okay, so it will be become difficult for you to find it out in case if they look similar. But suppose if you divide it in a bunch of data, or if you divide it like This is the person who are staying in Dwarka. This person are staying in Indraprasth. This person are staying in like some other area. So if you divide it into a set of sub lists, then it will be easy for you to find it out. Picking up the data become easier. That I'm saying you. That logic I'm saying you. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand.
Or you can take it more example.
No, logic makes sense. This picture wasn't making sense to me. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, logic was correct, but here they can't shows you for the large data. That's why they have just added a this image. From there you can get an idea. You can see the first step is to divide a sublist. Next step means you need to recursively sort the sublist. Recursion,
I've heard the term, but I forgot what it
in
means.
C language, rec-
Recursion means repeating
yeah,
something.
repeating, right? So you need to do this step in recursion repeatedly. You need to arrange the element of any list, and that is the reason that this will completely based on recursion. So they will arrange them in the list. But suppose if you do not do that for the 10,000 image, your compiler will get confused, or you will only get confused if you don't use this logic. You need to write the logic like for I is equal to 0, I less than 10,000. Then you need to split it into multiple for loop. But here, if you divide it into two sublists, then it will make your task easier to see the data and arrange the data.
Yeah, I understand. Got it.
See here it is how it's working. Just focus for just 1 minute, you see that how it is working, and let me know whether you understand or what. Efficiency is more here. You can see here it is checking 1 with 4 and immediately got the data 1. Checking 2 with 6 immediately got the data like 2 is less than here, so 2 will be selected like that. So here picking of data is faster, computing time will be less as compared to other technique if you use it. If you use brute force method means you you simply apply the logic without taking care of whether you will get the output or what. So you will try every possible way to achieve the target.
Okay, by the way, it is comparing 1 with 4, 2 with 4, 3 with 4, 5 with 4.
Mm, mm. Because
Yeah,
this is already sorted. These two are already sorted.
yeah, okay. Makes sense.
And this is the whole logic for this. Let me run this.
Looks very big.
Yeah. Okay, main meta. Okay. It is not the big one, means when they will give you in the exam or like in interview, they will only give you one method like this, and you need to apply the logic here, this one itself.
Yeah, but I'm
Or
not familiar with these dot copy of range and stuff. I have
dot
no idea how
copy.
will I do.
What dot copy? Okay,
Arrays dot copy of
this is a
range.
predefined function actually. This is
Yeah,
actually you
I'm
need
not.
to check it. Okay, main method not found in the class. Okay, it is not connecting to the server. Why it is not connecting? Usually they don't ask you in much deep. They will only ask you like how you can achieve it. See, these are the only predefined functions that we need to be remember. Even I also got confused sometime, and I made the mistake in the certification exam also. This is we nobody can remember it, but you have to be check this predefined function before giving an exam, because these are the predefined function. Nobody can remember it. You need to explore from your own side, like what it do, how to implement that. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
So you need to implement in your way. So this program actually doing what? Uh,
Sorting.
yes. So here in the first step you will checking here whether your input array length is less than one or what. If you have only one element, then there is no mean of doing any divide and conquer. So you will simply write the input element. In case, suppose if this condition do not satisfy, what you will going to do that you will going to select the pivot element. Now, what do you mean by this pivot element? See, when you will going to start a comparison, either you can start comparison from the start element, or you can do one thing. You can divide the list into two sublists, and you can select the middle value as a pivot element. Pivot element is what? Means that particular element you will pick up first element to compare with all the element of that list. Am I clear what I said it?
Can you repeat it again?
I said like pivot element. Okay, let me show you. Okay, here it is not mentioned. Yeah, so I was saying pivot element is something that we select it from the list, any element. That element will be used to compare with every from that element that will be used to compare with every other element. Okay, let me show you the code. Here you are using what? Int pivot input length divide by 2. Okay,
Hmm.
so it means that you will going to divide an array into two sublists. Okay, here you will going to divide your sublist into, means you will going to divide your list into two sublists. Okay, like for example here you can see that here this is the arrays. Okay, so what you're going to do that you will going to first pivot means here. Okay, where is that? Sorry, here int pivot, which is of an integer type. Input is what? Array. Dot length is what? It will give you the number of element in this input array, and when you divide it by 2, it will tells you from where you need to divide it. Are you getting what I'm saying? Suppose
Yeah.
here how many element are there? 8. So when you divide 8 by 2, what you will get? 4. So it means that you need to split this array from the 4 onward. Means after 4 element. So you will going to split it from after this fourth cell. So this is 2 cell you will get it. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So this is pivot means here it depends on you, like whether you want to divide it by 2 or whether you want to create into 3 sublists. That will be based on you how much sublists you want. Okay. Now the third step is here. You need to you are here calling this merge sort function, which is maybe some, yeah, this is a merge sort function. So here what you are doing, here you are creating an array of a left and you have given the name left list, and you are calling this merge sort function. In that merge sort function you will going to copy the content of an array, that is your array that you have declared it, array dot copy of range. It means that to this particular array you will going to copy the element based on your input, what is you are reading it, starting from the 0 till the pivot you will get 4, right? When you divide it, 8 divided by 2 you will get 4. It means that one first sublist will have an element starting from 0 to 4, and second sublist will have an element from 4 to input dot length, means here 0 to 3 and here 3 to 7. Understand?
Yeah.
Then you will going to call this merge function that will be defined here. That will go, and there you are passing two argument. What argument? Array. That is your array. Left list and right list. Now here, what you are doing here, you are simply uh, creating one more array here, that is of ret, and you will combine the content of left list and right list once they are sorted. Okay, once, okay, sorry, not sorted. You are creating this another array here, array ret, that will be, what will be the size of that ret based on the number of element present in the left list and right list. Okay, so here, whatever you, when you combine these two array, so the here you are using length function. So this length function will give you the number of element. So both of having four element, it means that 4 plus 4 8. 8 in the sense the size of that ret array will be 8, where
That
your
RET array will be the final array, right? Like after
yes,
sorting and stuff.
yeah, correct. And there um, your cursor will be, all the cursor will be initialized to 0,
Yeah, what is
because
this? I don't understand that.
yeah, because once you combine it, you will pick the first element, right? Means you will pick the first element, and from there you have to compare it. Okay, so when you combine it, your left cursor means left cursor is one variable. Here they have created some variable which is of integer type, left cursor, right cursor, and ret cursor. I will tell you what is that. Here you will, with the help of while condition, you will going to check it. Is my left cursor is less than left list dot length? It means that is your index 0. Okay, left cursor value is what? 0. Is 0 is less than left list dot length? It means that here you are checking whether you the element that you want to sort it, are you on the first index? If it is condition true, then you will come inside. What do you mean by that? Here you will check it. Once you create two sublists, you will create another sublist, this one. Okay. Now you will going to check it. Is the, are you on the first position? That is your index 0. Here you can check it. Here you are checking left cursor less than left list dot length, and right cursor is less than right list dot length. It means that here is checking is the size means
I think I understood. It's like those two things which will be split in the left and the right.
yeah, here we have checked it, right? Means when I was
Yeah,
showing
okay.
you animation at
Then
the
for
time,
the indexes, I think it will go from
yeah,
0 to 1 to 3
yes.
till the length.
So this 1 and 4 you will check. So here you check both are the 0 index, because for this sublist also, this one is 0 index. For this sublist also, this one is 0 index. So you are going to check, are they both are a 0 index?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is the reason. Yeah, condition true. Then you will come inside. Then you will check whether this index element present at index 0 is less than the element present at index 0 of the another sublist. If the condition true, then you will assign to the uh, ret cursor plus plus, that is your first index of this array, the
How is
element
that
of it.
fun? Okay, that's a 0 plus plus. That becomes 1, no?
Yeah, so that's why I said you right. One index means index 1, you will assign the element that you got it from this left list index 1. If this condition become false, then you will going to assign same, but in that case you will assign the right element index 1. What do you
Then
mean
what
by,
about the 0th index? That will be
so
empty.
that you are comparing, right? You
Yeah,
are,
after comparing, I'm supposed to fill something over there, right?
yes, but this cursor plus plus won't be if you remember the increment decrement operator,
That happens in C only, no?
how they how it happen in C only.
I mean, like, it will get incremented, but the value will be taken only the previous one. And then,
No, it happens in every programming language, that in increment decrement. They initialize the value first, then
No,
they
no,
bring it.
no. I know increment. Decrement happens in all the languages.
Yeah.
I'm saying that in C++, sorry, in C, if there's a value A and then I try to print A plus plus,
Mm.
then it will give the previous value itself. But next time when
Yeah.
I'll print, then it will give the
Yes.
predicted.
Yeah. So here they will initialize with 0 and then they will increment with 1. So next time when this condition, until this condition is false, it will be initialized with the next element. Now, once
But
they
that, I,
print,
I thought that happens only in C
no, no.
because
It,
in Python it takes the current value.
yeah, but in Java it happened. I'm teaching you the Java. So here
Yeah, but this you didn't mention.
here Java is there, right?
No, I mean you did mention that in Java also it happens the way it happens in
Okay, okay,
C.
okay. No, while
I know you're teaching me Java for God's sake.
no, miss, I thought that you are aware because when I teach you, uh, like when I was discussing variable, at that time I think I might have explained few variable to you, and I left it on you. Means you said you were going to do it, so I thought you might be aware about it.
I'm aware of a lot of things. Yeah, that's true in variable. But I didn't know that it happens in Java also. I thought it happens only in C.
No,
Okay.
it happens in Java also. But right now you know, right? So it will be you always remember this thing. So next
Yeah.
time you won't forget this thing. So in this way we initialize the data. Uh, this is giving some error on this platform. I don't know, might be there is some error on this, but you can try it because there is no such problems in lead code based on this divide and conquer. Miss problem is there, but that is too complex. You won't understand that. So that's why I pick up this easiest one. You can try this code on your system also. You can run this similar code on your system and then have a look on that whether it is working or what. Or you can see whether there is some other platform where you can apply the same logic and then let me know whether it is working or not. So this is the merge array and it usually asks in the exam. Even suppose if they do not ask you the code, but they will ask you the logic, how it works. So you should have a knowledge on this.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm sharing you the link also if you want. This link is they have explained in a very deep way. You can follow this before going for an interview. Have a link with you. So once they initialize it, they will going to return this RAT array. So once they return it, you will get the sorted data. So this is easy only, not much difficult. The only thing is that you need to remember length function, copy to range, copy range function. I know these are sometimes confusing. Even I also got confused, but I need to check it before working. So that's the thing because there are a lot of predefined functions are available in the whole Java. We need to check it. But are you clear with that, how it's working?
Yeah, I understand. Now, if someone will ask me, I can explain. By the way, when did we complete binary search? We did not, right?
Yeah, I will going to start now. So binary search, you know how it works.
She'll ask me. Oh,
Sorry.
I don't remember.
Okay. See, what is the difference between this searching? See, it's a technique to search the data. Okay. This is a technique to search the data. And what is a mandatory condition here? That your data should be sorted. Binary search is applicable only on that data which is sorted. You can't apply binary search in every situation. So this point you note down somewhere or you keep it in your mind that binary search is applicable for the sorted data, not the random data. binary search. Let me send you the link. So you should have this link with you. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So you can see here that datas are already sorted, and there are few uh, variable, you can say it, that will going to help you to work on this. Lower, middle, higher, you can take it, or anything you can take it. Even you can take it beginning and middle, anything you can take it. Lower will going to tell you the lower index element, means lower will going to tell you the index here at which the element are present. Higher will tell you the higher index where the element are present, means highest element is present. Or you can say it, lower will tell you the lower element and higher will going to tell you higher element. But when you will going to work it, you need to work on the index level. How it is? Let's see that. What is the logic behind it? Just 1 minute. Okay. Now, first you need to divide. First you need to decide your searching element. Okay. Suppose you have a searching element is 40. Okay. And this 40. Okay. First, what you will going to do it. First, you will going to find out the middle value. Middle value means the middle index. So how you will going to find out? Suppose here how many element are there? First you count it. 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? So the index will be 14. So when you do it 0 plus 14, it will give you 7. Or when if you start from 1, 1 plus 15, it will be 16, right? 1 plus 15, it will be 16 divided by 2. So it will 8. So when you will work on this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will be, you will get a middle element. Am I clear to you what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or shall I? Okay. Let me see any other. Let me show you the formula that that will help you to understand it more easily. Yeah. So here, as I said you right here, as I said you need to first add the first index and last index, so you will get a middle element. Now, what was the searching element? You're suppose you are searching for a 40. You need to check it whether that is called a key. Okay, searching element is called a key. Now you need to check it. Is my key is less than the first element? Means you need to check it here. You can see this. Hmm. Now you need to check it. Is your searching element okay? Is your searching element, that is your 40, is less than your middle element? What is the middle element here? 35. Is 35 is less than 40? No, right? Condition become false. So what you will going to do that? You will make changes to the now middle value. Now your middle value will become mid minus 1. and your key. So key is what your, are you getting or what? Because you are not responding. Are you
What
getting?
is key?
Key is your searching element. Here I said you right. 40 is your searching element. Binary search is used for searching. So key is your searching element. Lower will be your first index, higher will be your last
Last
index, and
index.
this is your middle. So you will
Oh,
going to check it. Is my key value is less than the middle element or what? If this condition is not satisfied, then you will make a changes here. What changes you will going to make it? You will subtract the mid minus 1. What will be become mid minus 1?
35 minus 134.
It will become 7 now. Mid minus 135 is an index 7.
Okay.
So it will become 7, 8. This is a 8 index. So it will become 7. Now you need to 7, 1 minute. Here actually the formulas are not given properly here. Just 1 minute. Let me show you the image only, that can be easy to walk. It's not difficult. Only the thing is that representation, the content is not proper in the internet. So you can see here, right? Yes. So you can see here, these are the sorted data. Okay. This is your index 0 and this is your last index. Now your searching element is 201. Middle element is this one. So according the formula, what you need to do it, you need to first find the mid value. So mid value, how you're going to find out? Low plus high divide by 2 will give you 6. So you will get the mid value. Now you need to check it. Is my mid value is greater than the number of searching element? So when you will check it, this condition is not satisfied. So in that case, you need to make a change here. What change you will need to make it? So you need, next time you need to take this mid value, this one 6 1. Okay, next time what you will going to do that here. Okay, 1 minute. 0 and this 201. When you will going to do that, you will got mid value, that is 6. As per the condition, this 6 is not greater than 201. Then in that case, you will going to high plus 1, that is 13. 13 and the low value will be 0. Yeah, so 13 plus 0 divided by 6.5, that is something 110. You will going to check it, 110 is less than 201. Condition again become false. Then what is the mid value? 7 plus 1, that is 8. 8, okay. 8 plus 8. Formula is, okay, just 1 minute. Okay, I'm just calculating it. Here in the solution also, they are not mhm. Yeah, here I think here we will get it. Yes. Okay, I will explain you the step by step. First thing is you initialize means your array will be sorted. Okay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. First thing is your element will be sorted. Okay. You can see here. Let me close this. Actually, the proper example is not there, so that's why I can. Yeah. First thing is you will get a set of element that is sorted one. After that, what is the next thing? You will store the index of first element and the last element. First thing, and the another thing is your key. That is you want to search it. Then in that case, what you will going to do that you will going to find out the mid value. Low value 0 minus high minus low. That is high is what? Suppose if I had considered this one, so high is what? 12, low is what? 0, and here 0 minus 12 minus 0, so minus 12. Why it's taking low minus? It should be high minus 1. Okay, the proper example is not there. 1 minute. I can show you the simple one. All the example are they have just written in the one or two formula only. They have not mentioned the complete. I think this image will give an idea. Okay. So here you see that this is a sorted array. Okay. What is your first index? 0, and your last index is 8. An item to be searched is 23. This thing you will be aware at the initial step only. Now, what is your mid value? How you're going to find it out? When you add your first index and last index, 0 plus 8, and you divide it, you will get the index 4. So it means that your middle element is 13. Now what you need to check it is your 13 means the element that you want to search is less than or greater than this, or what? Means you can search like this: is the middle element is less than your key? If this condition is true, then what you will going to do that you will going to make changes to your beginning, means your lower index. So lower index will be assigned with middle plus 1, that is it will become 5, and your end value will remain same, that is will become 8. So when you will do it again, the formula beginning plus end divided by 2, you will get 6. So now your middle element will be what? 20. Okay, now you're going to check it, is 20 is less than your key? Again the condition become true. Now what you're going to do that, what is your beginning value? Beginning value was, when you do it mid plus 1, it was 5. So now what will be the beginning value? Mid plus 1, mid is 6. 6 plus 1, it will become 7, and end value will remain 8. Again you will going to do beginning plus end divided by 2, that is become 7. Now your mid value will become 7, that is 23. Now you are going to check it, is the middle value, that is 23, is become to searching value or what. In case if they search, you will going to write the location. I know it is complex, but just see the step carefully. What step you need to remember? See, note down somewhere.
No, I understood till now, but isn't it gonna compare it with 29?
Why they will compare it with 29? Once you
Okay, yeah,
get
it's a
the,
searching. No, okay, in my head it's going maximum. Yeah, it's searching. Yeah, I got it.
actually
Yeah, I understood. From the middle of the line, they will check it.
Mhm.
Okay, if it's equal or not, if it's not, or if it's less than, basically. So it means that before that particular
No,
middle
actually,
length,
yeah, you are
yeah,
saying
there
correct.
is no number which is less than that. That's why we'll just go ahead because it's
Yeah,
sorted.
yeah.
So then we'll go ahead and we'll keep on checking if it's less than or not. Then if we'll see if it is equal to mid, then yeah, we got a number, or else it's
In
not there.
case if your condition become false, suppose your search that middle value is greater than the searching. Suppose searching this 23 will suppose this will come on this side. Are you getting what I'm saying? Suppose here you are checking this condition, means your middle element less than your search. In case if it is an opposite, then you will do and is equal to mid minus 1. In
Yeah,
case of this, you will do and is equal to mid minus 1, and everywhere you will use this and is equal to mid minus 1. You note down this. Actually, this formula is little bit confusing, and we don't remember this formula. And most of the website are very worse. What blog they write it, I don't know. They don't even mention clearly the step. They just write down that middle high plus low divide by 2, that everyone knows. But they should write in this way that how this middle element changing, what you are comparing. This is the best example I can say you. Let me check whether any other example are there. See here, codes are also there. You can check it. Uh, this Java T Point is also a good website. Let me show you. Mm, okay. So here, what you need to remember, I repeat once again. First, you need to find out the middle index. When you find out middle index, you will get the middle value also. Now you need to do it as you need to check it. If your middle value is less than the search value, then you will work on the beginning part. You will going to modify the beginning part because your search value exists this side. Apply the logic. Remember the trick. If your search value are existing on right side of your middle value, then you will going to add on beginning of the part. If your search value is present on left side of your middle value, then you are going to subtract minus 1 to the end value. Is it clear? This trick will you going to remember?
yeah.
Note
I
down somewhere.
actually understood. Okay.
Yeah, you. uh I know that you understood. Uh,
I'll remember it probably once I
yeah, but the
understand.
thing is that once they when they will ask a question in the exam, at that time this thing not click in the mind. This formulas. If
That time
you do,
nothing will click in.
yeah. So if you do minus plus, if you change it, whole thing will going to be waste. That's why I'm saying that note down somewhere this trick, because this is really confusing to remember which to add, when you need to add from this part, checking the condition to the beginning and end. This is somewhat confusing, but you have this link with you before exam. Whenever you go for interview, at least you remember the logic. You will able to write down from your side. Even suppose if you're not able to write down the code based on this, if you shortlisted for further round, you can explain on the pen paper what is the logic.
I noted it down.
Yeah, let me share you this link. Have a walk on this. Okay, look at the code in this website, how they made the code, and you can follow this code also that I have written in the lead code, because I have written much. Okay, let me run this. Here also I did the same thing. Here I have left is for your beginning, right is for your end. I am checking here, is my left index is less than my right index. If this condition true, then I will going to apply the logic. So this logic you can apply it what I have explained to you. You can take it here beginning, you can take it here end, you can take it if key is less than equal to uh, search value, or if suppose middle value is less than equal to key, then you are going to perform this pivot. This logic you can change it with this one also. So see, I have made the logic. You can make changes to this beginning and the logic is very simple. If this pivot means if the middle value is equal to your search value, you will going to write down the index. And in case if your target value is less than your pivot, means it is existing on your left hand side, it means that you will going to do and minus one. Right is equal to and minus one. Okay, are you getting? Right means end, left means beginning.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So will you practice this? Let me submit the code and check whether my solution working or not. Yeah, it is working, but why it is taking 0 millisecond?
That means it's the fastest.
Yeah, but still it should take some time, right? I don't know why it's taking this. Anyway, it might be the platform issue and what, I don't know. But memory is taking around 40 point MB, and how it is 100% faster. Okay, maybe I have written this code before the class and I kept it. But when you are going to write down this code, you will. Okay, let me share you this code.
By the way, when the meeting ends, then the chat also goes off, no?
Yeah, but it will it will be available in the chat. Means in my system it will get be saved.
What
Okay,
about
we
my
can do.
system?
Yeah, in my system when I get the recording, with that recording file, I will get the chat content also. But what I'm doing here, I'm showing you this code on the video so that when I will upload this video on the YouTube, you can have a look on this. These are
Okay,
the
by the way, I forgot to ask. When the end is, suppose odd.
Hmm.
No. Okay. Yeah, when the end is odd, basically, then it should practically should have two middle values, right?
Yeah, so if you take an integer, obviously 7.5 is there, right? So in C language you might have
It will take
studied.
7, I know that.
Yeah, so obviously it will take 7.
So from there only it will start. Okay.
Yeah, if you take it as a float or double, then in that case it will consider, but it will the whole solution will be get wrong.
Yeah,
8.5 will
that
not
won't
replace that.
work.
So that's why we have taken integer. I hope it is clear to you, and am I able to explain you the binary search and divide and conquer?
Yeah,
Don't leave this algorithm. This algorithm is very important from interview as well as in future your when you work in the company. This will be helpful. So
yeah,
logic you remember it before going to interview. Have a look on this logic, so you will remember. It is quite confusing, but you apply a trick that I told you that you should remember it.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll connect with some more question. Maybe we'll see on breadth first, depth first search on this more question. In the weekend, I will going to tell you the UI swing, how to do the swing and how to create a UI form and all. So we have a continuous classes, so be available. Okay. So we'll connect tomorrow. Try this code on the lead code. And if you have any question, then please ask me. I will explain
Yeah.
once again.
Okay. What is
And
this design problem? You have checked it in the checklist, but I don't.
design problem means how to design the code, how to make the code that I explained you right yesterday. That if you have any code, what are the things that you need to consider when you have to make the code. So that was the design problem.
Okay.
Designing the code means what are the things that you should be taken into consideration before writing the code. And design, it also be mean with UI part, but that is in the lead code. They don't ask you UI. They usually apply the logic. They ask you the logic on the back end part, not in the front end part.
Yeah. Okay.
Just 1 minute, I got one call. Hello. So Anushka, will you practice this so that we can connect tomorrow?
Yeah. Okay.
I share you all the link. Please go through it, and tomorrow when we connect back, you can ask me the doubt question as you usually ask in the class. Be clear with everything so that it will be good for your interview perspective. So practice more. At least give 1 hour after the class to go through it. Take a rest, relax also, and after dinner at least try on this code. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So we'll connect with some more question. And if you feel anything that is not clear, or anything that you don't understand, or if you feel anything difficult, ping on the Trello. I will solve it. Means I will help you to get the concept.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay then. Yeah. Bye. Take care.